With a year that's just delivered continuous bad news after bad news after bad news, I could finally talk about some great news, because it seems like after payment processors have went on a rampage destroying multiple companies, multiple creators, multiple artists, censoring the internet, and so many other things I'm probably forgetting about, finally we have a company, DLsite, that is standing up against payment processors and deciding to create their own payment system to be able to combat censorship and the attack on Japanese culture itself. So let's get right into this. DLsite has announced that it will begin offering a new payment method, Mina no Ginko Payment, as an alternative to credit cards. This is the news article link, which takes you right to here, which says, begins offering a new payment method to replace credit cards, everyone's bank payment. This is an instant payment service that is directly connected to your account and can be used by linking your account with your VISA ID in the smartphone complete digital bank Mina no Bank. So, to kind of clarify this in a more simplified term, basically, within Japan, there is this new service that obviously is being offered for DLsite, to where now you could just directly link like your bank or whatever to be able to purchase content on their site without worry about, let's say, credit card, debit card companies like VISA and Mastercard or PayPal basically strangleholding the site and forcing them to remove content, or their entire site just goes belly up, so to speak. So, more or less, this is amazing news, because this is kind of like the beginning of companies finally just having enough. Enough is enough, they're tired of it, and they're tired of the constant pressure of these foreign companies just wanting to control them and stop them from making legal business within their country. So this is just a massive step in the right direction, but I think I'm getting ahead of myself. First off, I probably should clarify kind of how we got here, but also what is DLsite, because there probably is a few people out there that have no idea what this site is and why it's such a significant move from this website. So DLsite, they're a site that pretty much is stationed in Japan. It's a Japanese site that is all about manga, games, anime, audio, and more. And, yes, they do have adult content as well. And so one of the big incentives for this alternative payment method instead of Visa and Mastercard is because they will now be able to legally house adult content without worry of payment processors coming in as like, you gotta censor this, but don't worry, we'll continue to sponsor Roblox, we'll continue to sponsor OnlyFans, and all the other stuff going on, but we're gonna censor anime and manga content because it's icky to us, all in the name of brand protection and stuff. But, yeah, so that is what DLsite is. But to give context how we got here, because there's definitely gonna be some out there that probably don't know why this is such a big move for DLsite in just Japan in general. Basically, payment processors have been just going crazy for years now upon years. But it kind of starts like decades ago, but one of the big things that really got people to really start noticing was with the whole Patreon fiasco back in like 2017, 2018, to where there was a lot of just creators on Patreon that got debanked or completely removed overnight, and it effectively just changed the entire platform, which is why there's a lot of people that shifted away from Patreon and went to a bunch of different sites to be able to be donated to, like different artists and stuff, because Patreon no longer allowed certain content, so they just were left high and dry. That was kind of more or less the beginning where most people, I guess, started to realize. Not like the mainstream or everybody around the world, but at least in the creator space, that's when people noticed. Then, you fast forward a few years, you had Visa and Mastercard, they start, kind of hammering in on Japanese culture, they start censoring random different sites in Japan that house either adult content or non-adult content. They even went out of their way to censor a dating app in Japan, and the reason why that's so significant is anyone that knows anything about Japan knows that they have a overall crisis when it comes to having kids. For instance, a population crisis. And it's a big deal over in Japan. And the fact that you have this foreign company like Visa, MasterCard coming in and debanking a dating app that's supposed to get like introverts out and about and trying to find someone that they love to be able to have like a family and stuff is definitely a red alert. And it pissed off a lot of Japanese people. And eventually, about within a few days, Visa, MasterCard and stuff, they redid what they did, and they allowed the dating app to have payments once again. But the point is that they are not just attacking adult content, just in general, they're going after everything they possibly can to kind of grip and gain control over the system. That's basically what it's been about for a very long time. And as another big detail added on to this, the reason why people are very upset is because the content they are censoring is legal content within all these different countries. It's a legal transaction, there's nothing illegal about it, and the thing about this is that these companies should not be getting in the way of you being able to use your money if it is legal. They should be worrying about other issues, so to speak. And one of the big things they use is brand protection. And let's be honest, I've talked about this already, but for those that don't know, when you use your card, like Visa, Mastercard, whatever, to make a purchase, let's say anywhere around the world, your first thought in your head is like, man, I can't believe Visa is allowing me to buy this right now, allow me to buy groceries or whatever. Your thought is not thinking about their brand. You're thinking about, oh, this is my money I'm using right now to purchase something. And the fact that Visa has butted into this conversation has now made their brand more damaged, I think, than anything else. People look at them in a very negative way, which is why this DLsite stuff is so important, because this is a fight back. It's like the market for, against Visa, MasterCard and stuff is kind of correcting itself or trying to fight back in some way. Now, there is some unfortunate news to this announcement, by the way, for DLsite, which I do think needs to be talked about, so let's get into that. So, the sad thing about this entire news with DLsite is that, from my understanding, it's just for Japan, which is still good news, don't get me wrong. It's very good news, because this means Japanese companies can still legally operate without worry of a foreign entity coming in and destroying them, but it is still sad news, because if you live outside of Japan and you don't have access, for instance, to this payment method, then you theoretically will not be able to use this payment method. You're still kind of locked out of making purchases with, like, your, let's say, debit or credit card if you're still using Visa or MasterCard or whatever. So, that's still an issue. But I feel like if this kicks off the ground, it becomes more popular, there will be probably a lot more companies that will follow suit. Because it's like, there's been a lot of damage to so many companies, like Katakawa, for instance, literally called out payment processors like a few months back. I mean, we had damage to their overall systems when it comes to Nico. You mean, the recent stuff like a week ago with Manga Planet literally having to shut down their entire digital store, you're gonna piss off the wrong person eventually. Like, these payment processors will anger the wrong company that just does not care anymore, and they will find means to go around Visa and them if they need to. And I feel like that is the beginning. That's what we're seeing right now. We're starting to see that, because you gotta remember, Japan's already been getting hit by stuff like this for years at this point, for a very long time. It's not something relatively new that just started happening in 2025. It's been ongoing, and I've been covering this topic for a very long time. So, it makes sense why this is happening in Japan first before anything else, but I do think that as this continues to progress, I could see stuff like maybe Steam eventually intervening and doing something as well, similar to what DLsite is doing, to be able to circumvent what they're kind of doing to their platform, and maybe itch might jump in as well to also combat what's happened with, like, the gaming space. But, yeah, I wanted to bring this news to everybody, because this is incredibly important news. This is some good news. I mean, it's not perfect news, but it is good news. This shows an escalation of fighting back. This is actually the first real good news of fighting back, because the reason why this is significant is because there is now an alternative method. It's no longer you either choose Visa or MasterCard or PayPal, and if you don't follow the rules, you're just debanked, you can't make more money anymore, or you fight back against them and you just give stuff out for free. And as much as people like free stuff, at the end of the day, these companies do need to make money. So, I'm glad to see that there's fighting back, and yeah, just great news. I just wanted to share this with all of you guys, because this is a rarity nowadays, at least for 2025, so yeah, hopefully all of you enjoy it. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe, it does help me out a lot, leave a like on the video too, and also leave a comment, helps with the algorithm and more people to see this video in their feed, and to spread awareness of what's going on, because this is good news, and I hope more people see this, because if more people find out about this, that means that other companies might get the same exact idea. But okay, be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.